if you're new to my channel. Today I am finally making another nostalgic unboxing of the old World of Warcraft expansions. And today I have the expansion for Cataclysm. I have done on the previous boxes from Vanilla, the Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King if you're interested in that type of content. I think it's very fitting now, since we're on to Cataclysm Classic on the Classic servers. Here on the cover we can see Neltharion, Deathwing, the main villain of this expansion. These old game boxes are really nostalgic for me, and I really enjoy making these videos and longing back for those times of life. I hope you will sit back and relax and enjoy this video together with me. Thank you. I really enjoy these old World of Warcraft expansion sets, Cataclysm. It has all of these embossed edges, as you can see. Down at the corner it says requires Wrath of the Lich King to play. You must have the previous expansions to install this and play the new content. But I think they removed that recently, right? In current retail you would have to put down so much money on all the games. I can really long back to the times I used to stay at home from school, used to play Cataclysm as a child. And I still haven't found a game yet that I love to the same extreme as World of Warcraft. This is very nostalgic for me. I can see I'm a bit shaky, but it's just my medications for my lungs. But I do really miss those times. I've been very nostalgic recently. A new age has begun. You have toppled the undead armies of the Lich King and brought Arthas to his knees. Now the Breaker of Worlds, Deathwing, has burst forth from the heart of the maelstrom and unleashed his rage upon the land and sea. Azeroth has been changed forever, and you must enter the elemental planes in an epic quest to stop the destroyer from shattering the world itself. Here we can see Neltharion in his human form. Discover a world transformed. Return to Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms to find them scarred by Deathwing's rage. From the devastated Badlands to the Broken Barrens, the transformed lands of Azeroth host the new questlines, new enemies and new rewards. Level 85 awaits. Rise to new heights of power as you enter the elemental plane of Deep Home. Defend the abyssal maw from a horrific kraken, save the fabled world tree from utter destruction, and much more. Battle as Worgen or Goblin, rend your enemies as one of the shape-changing Worgen, or torment your foes with the Goblin's lethal ingenuity. I love the Goblins in any games and fantasy, but I did prefer them as neutral to the lore. Conquer the elemental planes. Enter the primordial spaces beyond Azeroth and explore the vast realms of earth, air, fire and water. The timeless prisons of the elemental lords await you. It is so epic opening up these old packages. Like this. This takes me back. almost feel it yourself. Can you feel how life was? What is it now, like 15 years later? It feels like yesterday for me. There can be no peace when the world is devoured by rage. You can see the Worgen with the long blade attacking the goblins. A horde of goblins in a world of fire. Explore the Isle of Kazan on your souped up goblin hot road. Fly your mounts through Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms as you scour a world scarred by the Cataclysm. Battle alongside the Dragon Queen as she fights to defend Azeroth from Deathwing's destructive embrace. And defend the Worgen Kingdom of Gilneas against the forsaking Armand. Let's open this up. There is now a bit of a glaring, but what I think is a shame is that the expansions from Breath of the Lich King and forward contains less and less material. You know, they used to have these little booklets with information about the games, all the changes and so forth. And I think they downscale it from Breath of the Lich King, and now it's just like not even a pamphlet. Sometimes it's just a one-page side being like, go to this website to know more about the game. And that is so sad. I feel like these are old relics now. Finding them secondhand is really hard. I think a lot of people are just throwing these old boxes away since, I mean, you can't redeem the code once again. It's a one-time use. Again, the code is already used. Don't worry about that. And we have the Cataclysm game DVD for Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7 and Macintosh. You can see Nelthorion again and all of the runes around him, while the runes at the bottom are shard with fire. And some guest paths. Feel free to use the guest pass key if they still work. I think they might have been used, and I don't think you need to do this anymore. How to use the 10-day guest pass key. Go to worldofwarcraft.com/guest. Enter your guest pass key when prompted during the sign up. Download the free trial client and enjoy World of Warcraft free for 10 days. I really love the art of these blood elf females outside of Silver Moon City. Still dreaming making cosplays like these once I'm done renovating and have my life in balance. I really wish to create some more content. I have ideas on cosplays and roleplays, would be really fun. And here is the game manual. Thank goodness there are some more pages, but it's still really thin compared to the older ones. Let's put this to the side. The this might be the last expansion where we had the game manual. Wow, beautiful artwork. This is from the Twilight Highlands, the dwarves living there. Love seeing this. Getting started. Troubleshooting, technical support. Upgrading an account and starting the game. Here is some wonderful artwork of Garrosh Scream. One of the best characters ever created for the game. In my opinion, if you ask me. That is one reason why I don't enjoy retail. I don't feel connected in any way to the characters that are like the main characters now. Any new characters doesn't have the depth they used to have. Some more beautiful artwork of Deathwing. Deathwing, Return of the Destroyer. For over 10,000 years, Deathwing's very name has been synonymous with betrayal, cruelty and evil. Yet long ago he was known only as Neltharion, the Earth Warder, the stalwart leader of the Black Dragonflight and a symbol of the world's strength. Charged by the Titan Khazgoroth to protect the world's earthly expanses. Neltharion wielded enormous power over his entrusted domains. For untold millennia he safeguarded the Titan's creations alongside his fellow dragon aspects, Alexstrasza, Ysera, Malygos and Nostormo. Over time, the dark voices began whispering to Neltharion and stripping away his sanity. By the War of the Ancient, the depths of his madness were revealed, when he turned the dragon soul, a beautiful artifact infused with the essence of the other aspects, against his allies. With this incredible weapon, Neltharion annihilated most of the blue dragonflight, earning himself the now infamous name of Deathwing. However, wielding the dragon soul came at a price. Its energies began tearing the black dragon aspect apart. Only by having adamantium plates bolted to his spine was Deathwing able to keep his body from being completely destroyed. The vile artifact was later shattered before Deathwing could fulfill his goal of eradicating the ancient dragonflights. And then the corrupted aspect was chased into hiding by Alexstrasza, Ysera, Malygos and Nostormo. In Deathwing's absence, his agents began experimenting with the blood of various dragonflights in order to create a new and more powerful breed capable of dominating the world. In the years that followed, Deathwing's whereabouts remained unknown, and rumors surfaced that perhaps the world was at last safe from his dark presence. Yet, these hopes were recently shattered. After secluding himself within deep home in the elemental plane, Deathwing has burst forth into Azeroth, rupturing the boundaries that separate the elemental realms of the world at large. This catastrophic act has created widespread destruction, altering the physical landscape of Azeroth itself. Now seemingly allied with the nefarious Twilight's Hammer's cult, and with the chaotic elemental freed from their realms, Deathwing is poised to fulfill his twisted goals and assert his domination over all of Azeroth. And then there are some more lore. Azeroth, the edge of oblivion. After a costly war against the Lich King and his undead scourge ended in victory for the Horde and the Alliance, many hoped for lasting peace. Yet, just as Azeroth's descendants began recovering from the years of pain and suffering caused by the scourge, the very foundations of the world crumbled. Deathwing, the corrupted black dragon aspect, had erupted from his domain within Deepholm in the elemental plane. In the wake of this catastrophic act, the face of Azeroth changed forever. Violent earthquakes ripped open jagged fissures in many regions. Fiery volcanoes rose to the surface, and massive tidal waves obliterated the coastal areas. Even more unsettling, however, is that the once secure boundaries of the elemental plains regions, the Abyssal Maw, Deepholm, the Skywall, and the Firelands, have burst open. Now, three destructive elemental spirits and the ruthless lords are pouring into Azeroth. Already the servants of Ragnaros the Fire Lord are sweeping across the slopes of Mount Hyjal in a bid to set the legendary World Tree ablaze, while far to the south in Uldum, Alakir, the Windlord's fierce elemental minions are laying siege to the desert's region's mysterious titan structures. The Twilight Hammers, a cult owing its allegiance to the malefic old gods, are rumored to be working alongside Deathwing, has seized upon the opportunity to begin enslaving elementals for its own sinister purposes. And it's about Thrall and King Varian Worgen, the Fury of Goldrin. Although the savage Worgen have only recently appeared in Gilneas, their violent legacy stretches far back into Kalimdor's ancient past. Following the War of the Ancient over 10,000 years ago, a number of druids began practicing a volatile form that drew on the fury of the wolf ancient, Goldrin. Although these individuals, known as druids of the pack, were granted immense power, they also became slaves to their own rage, ferocious creatures driven by primal instincts more than rational thought. Recognizing the perils of this unruly form, Malfurion's Stormrage banned his followers from using it. Yet one of Malfurion's druids, R'hllor Fangfire, vehemently opposed his teacher's decisions. R'hllor understood the hazards of Goldrin's rage, but he also believed it was key to victory in a savage war. The Night Elves were when waging against the demonic satyrs. Some of the lore of the Goblins. Goblins, Khazan's exiles. Much like Azeroth's other crafty Goblin organizations, the Bilgewater cartel has long been known for its uncanny ability to make a profit in any situation. Until recently, this group thrived on the Isle of Khazan, using the brute strength of its troll slaves to mine Khaja-mite ore from the depths of Mount Khaja. Ironically, these goblins were once enslaved to the trolls, lacking the intelligent and engineering expertise that they were currently known for. The goblins endured back-breaking labor digging up Khaja-mite for their savage troll masters to use in voodoo rituals. This ore, however, had an unexpected effect. It increased the goblins' intelligence to unpredicted levels. Soon, Khazan's oppressed laborers overthrew their cruel slave drivers and seized control of the island. And here's some beautiful artwork of Khazan Isle before sinking. Surviving the new phase of Azeroth, reaching level 85, fresh from the defeat of the Lich King and his Scrooge army, you venture forth from the frozen waste of Northrend to discover a broken world you hardly recognize. Deathwing the Destroyer has returned to Azeroth, and he has left a trail of destruction and misery in his wake. The Cataclysm has left Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms twisted and shattered, and it has torn the veil that lies between the elemental plane and Azeroth. I feel like this pamphlet are just repeating itself over and over about the elemental. Customize your gear, reforging items. Reforging allows players to add an additional level of customization to their items. Players who own World of Warcraft Cataclysm can now permanently change the attributes of their items for a price. To reforge a piece of weaponry, armor or jewelry, you only need to take the item to a thaumaturgist in one of the major cities. You do not need to gain points in a skill, learn a new profession, use a plan, or consume a regent to reforge an item. All you need is money. Oh, so beautiful. New secondary profession, archaeology. I love the archaeology in World of Warcraft. The Cataclysm was a time of great upheaval. Continents were broken and whole zones were torn asunder. During this destruction, the ruins of ancient civilization and the remnants of long-forgotten Titan sites were unearthed all over the world. These significant historical finds have piqued the interest of many of the more curious descendants of Azeroth. Players who are bold enough to look for answers from the past can now learn the new secondary profession, archaeology. Archaeology is available to all players who own World of Warcraft Cataclysm. We're in this together, improved guild system. Guilds are more fun and exciting to be a part of than ever. Players in a guild can now earn guild rewards by just taking on difficult quests, instances, and boss encounters with their guild. The level of your participation in your guild determines the type of rewards you can earn. The more you participate in your guild, the greater the rewards. Guild rewards can help you make your character more effective in the rules, and they can raise your character's prestige within your guild. This is when they put the guild levels from 1 to 25. Competitive PvP raided battlegrounds. You can now play at a higher, more competitive level in battlegrounds with the new raided battlegrounds. As an alternative to regular battlegrounds and arena PvP, raided battlegrounds allow organized group of players to battle against one another for high-end rewards. Raided battlegrounds do not replace regular battlegrounds. Patch updates and notes. And here on the back side is a picture of the maelstrom. This was a bit of a shorter video. I am now once again a bit ill. I have a fever and a hard time breathing, so I hoped you could enjoy this. Thank you all so much for watching this video. You guys mean the world to me. Please leave a comment and a like if you enjoyed this video. Feel free to check out my Patreon for exclusive content. I wish you all